Uh, is this thing on?
Are we live?
Is it?
Can they hear us?
Yeah, we are.
Hi.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good.
How about that new intro, y'all?
Yeah.
Oh my
Love
gosh.
that. Love that for us.
Very
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to season 12 of Rivals of Waterdeep. I am once again your dungeon master, I suppose, LaTia Jacquise, and we are going to go around and introduce everybody, starting to, I believe is my left, Tanya. And we're going to go around.
Hey, I'm Tanya. I play Selise Astorio, your human paladin ranger with a very cute, adorable wolf puppy, Fenris, at her side. Pronouns are she, her, both myself and Selise Astorio.
All right, next we got Shareef.
Hey, my name's Shareef. I play Shaka, Tiefling Celestial Warlock. Pronouns he, him for both of us. Ready to rock.
Brian.
Oh, shoot. I was typing something else. Hello, I am Brian. I play Virgil, your Astamar sorcerer. Both of our pronouns are he, him.
And Eugenio.
Hello, I'm Eugenio. I'm DM Jazzy Hinds. I play Kent, our tiefling phantom rogue, and both of our pronouns are he, him.
And last but certainly not least, Masood.
Hi, I'm Masood. I play Gazrick Nomrad. Both our pronouns are he, him. You're, your basic standard businessman, socialist construct druid. You know how it goes.
Socialist construct? Are we going to
Are
find
all
out?
of your
That is-
constructs,
I'm-
are
I'm
all of your
landed on it.
constructs
I've
socialist
landed it.
now?
Yeah,
Are all of
the
your summons
construct.
and constructs socialist?
No, well, of course, they're nature. They're by nature.
Statting that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my pronouns are she, her, and the varied NPCs and other aspects of the game will be pronounced accordingly. We're so happy to be back. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being patient with us during that 2-week hiatus that we had to have very suddenly. But while we are so happy to be here, and we're so happy to thank all of the people who make us who we are, so I will toss it to Shareef with the ad reads.
Yeah, I will accept your toss. So let's give a shout out to everybody who helps the show. Oh wow, you actually did a toss. I guess I actually have to catch it. And I can't catch, so that probably fell on the ground. Because I was great in gym class, y'all. I was a star in gym class when I was younger. Trust me. So we use D&D Beyond for our digital character sheets, access to all the stuff. Check us out at D&D Beyond. Check them out at dndbeyond.com. But it's awesome for looking up spells and monster stats and all that stuff while you're playing, which I do all the time. And if you're in the chat, we'll be giving away a source bundle. So make sure to check out the live chat if you're listening live. If you're not listening live, if you're listening to the VOD or the podcast, remember that we stream live Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Rivals of Waterdeep, as everyone has a very concerned look on their face. We're also proud to be sponsored by Wyrmwood, our dice trays and vaults. That's Wyrmwood. Wyrmwoodgaming.com is the site. And if you use the code RIVALS, you can get free domestic shipping on your orders for trays and vaults there. And you want to fill those with some dice. And we're proud to be sponsored by Die Hard Dice. Check them out at dieharddice.com, as LaTia shows off her Die Hard Dice, and Brian as well.
Okay.
And Eugenio was mad because
I knew I'd be the only one who didn't have them.
And make sure that you use the code RIVALS for 10% off of your dice order there. If you want Masood's mug, and only Masood's mug, because only Masood's mug is on sale at Stormcrow, along with other cool stuff, shirts and masks and stuff like that, that will help adorn your person and your abode. Make sure to go to shop.stormcrow.com. Use the code RIVALS for 15% off of any of your purchases there. If you want to sound so silk and smooth like the Rivals crew, check out Blue Microphones, crew.bluemic.com/rivals. Any purchases that you make of Blue Mics accessories, we will get credit for it if you use that link. Do you like video games? you know, our characters are in some video games. So if you check out Idle Champions by Codename Entertainment, you can play as Selise, as Shaka, as like Dahani, some other soon to be people possibly coming in as well. Make sure to put exclamation point code in the chat for this week's free Electrum chest, which is super fun because that helps you get some gear. And also the game Warriors of Waterdeep. We are not in that game, but we support that game. And if you type exclamation point wow gems in the chat, you can get some free gems in game every week to help you level up there as well.
That it?
I think so.
Oh God. Now we have to remember how to play D&D. But before we remember how to play D&D, we have to, you all know what time it is. I'm wearing 2 hats this season as both DM and continued Whoosh captain. So wow, thanks Cypher Tier for those gift subs.
Hey.
Thank you. Also,
Level 5 complete.
it's a reminder that I should be subbed to my own channel. I really forget to do it, and I'm sorry. I should. Yeah.
Shame on you. No, not shame on you. But it is time for us to attempt to remember everything that happened in season 11. So get your whooshing apparatuses ready. It's been quite a while since we've whooshed.
Right.
All right,
Some cold
everybody.
hands.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I got like my wrists aren't ready.
Like, dang.
Mine are
No.
clammy. What does that mean?
All right. Previously on Rivals of Waterdeep.
Whoosh.
Yeah.
Hey, there it goes. First whoosh of season 12.
Yeah.
Always so good to see the chat go.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. What did our brilliant co-DMs, Brian and Eugenio, put us through last season?
That was such a great combination of like compliment and the horrors we lived through.
I mean,
I'll go first. I'll wait.
yeah, well, wait, that's fine. What'd we do?
There's a lot.
Gazrick went home.
Yeah, we all went to Gazrick's home.
I said you went home. The rest of us went with you.
That's fair. It was very cold, and I appreciate everyone making that journey. We also, for a moment at the start, went to I believe a carnival.
Yes. Yeah, we went to the witch.
Yeah, carnival.
Yeah. We didn't like mean to go to Gazrick's home. That wasn't like the goal of the season, as far as I remember. At least. We were well, first, Duo did some Duo things in terms of signing a contract for a Rivals Con at Troll School Manor. But we also got some tickets to the Witchlight Carnival. On the way there, though, we were attacked. And we saw some Zanlocks, some warlocks that were working with the Xanathar. Shaka got peeved. But we decided to check out the rest of the carnival. I still, literally the first thing I think of when I think of last season is Brian peering through that periscope. What's the name of that guy? Like the guy that sold the tickets?
The goblin from the entrance.
Goblin. Oh no!
To the Witchlight Carnival.
I was hoping so much that he was gonna be like the big bad or something. Like
I couldn't have done that voice the entire time, so no.
Goblin.
Don't you worry, taking notes.
Yeah. He was so interesting to me. He was great.
I'll
so
say his name in a minute. I'll find it.
Yes,
Nicholas something.
Nicholas Midnight.
Nicholas.
Oh,
great
Nicholas
D&D
Midnight.
name. Wow. Or a vampire
that
name.
down.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So we went in there. We met Mr. Witch, Mr. Light. We played some games. Shaka won all his games.
Sure did.
You sure did.
And then
You did.
and then we basically saw someone that looked like they were like sucking the energy or the light from the place. We followed them, and that's how we ended up in the Caldera, because they kind of went to a portal and we just followed them. And then we were like, oh, we're in Gazrick's house. Sorry, we
portaled right into the living room. It was awkward.
We did not teleport right into Gazrick's house.
Well, within a druid, what isn't a his house? Let's talk about it.
And then it turned into a sitcom in Gazrick's house.
Yeah.
We portal there, and basically the rest of the season was us figuring out what is going on.
Yeah.
In this town, and like also how is Gazrick going to deal with being back?
And the Xanathar connection, because I think that was the big curiosity. Like, what was this foreign element that had been affecting at least like the place that I grew up, or Gazrick grew up? And I think one of the things we also found within that was that like the Xanathar was answering to someone, which is odd in itself, that the fact that like the Xanathar would answer to someone, and like discovered it was an elder dragon through means of kind of walking in on it, and
and very problematic.
We also rescued a bunch of druids that had been taken by the Xanathar for something that the dragon wanted. I think particularly to transpose our reality and threaten many others, from my recollection. And
basically,
he
wanted
should have done
to
that. Dang.
sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, like, okay, dang.
The chromatic great worm that we beat the crap out of last season wanted to basically y'all said it in the finale, we basically wanted to Highlander his other selves.
Right.
Yeah, and to become the ultimate great dragon of the cosmos, or something. That's in your notes, right, Brian and Eugenio? That's in your notes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly that. That's actually pretty close.
It's there. Yeah.
It's pretty close. I gotta say.
Assumes that we had notes. I thank you for that respect. Thank you.
No. The mind meld was complete by the end of the GMing. We understand. There was no need for notes at that point.
It was really fun though, because we like went to the bazaar downtown. We like had some fights with the what were those animals called? Remorazes?
Remorhazes.
So like they were involved a bunch. We wild shaped into some animals. I believe that was a walrus.
That was so awesome.
Oh yeah.
Right? I was, and I think Tahani was a moose.
I was,
which was great.
I like how we assumed that Tahani would be some kind of snowbird. And then LaTia comes and says Dahani's like, no, Dahani's a moose.
Yeah,
moose.
And then there was like a storm in the middle of the thing where the dragon was. It was kind of hidden by this storm. So we ended up going in. Shaka kind of couldn't take it, kind of too connected, so he had to bounce. And everybody else basically dealt with this dragon. It was pretty epic, because we basically got help from adventurers across the realms, which was so like I was literally cheering in my seat when I saw what was happening. It was very cool. It was super cool. It was dope. So like they got a bunch of extra spells and stuff, and it was awesome. It's great.
And the rivals beat the dragon and save the druids, and are the heroes once again. And it is at this point that we look into not the rivals of the Caldera, but the rivals of Troll Skull Manor. It is the day after you have gathered this massive group of adventurers across the realms, Kent and Virgil, and all that you two could do was manage to send this help, and you have no idea what happened. So it is the following day, and you're cleaning up, or you and Duo and Brian and are cleaning up, and you receive it. There's a knock on the door.
All right. My first issue is that I have to figure out how Kent is helping to clean.
Supervising. Kent
Yeah.
is
Oh, that's it.
I
Yes,
figured,
supervising.
the clean.
Oh, in that case, as soon as we hear the knock on the door, I'm like, I'll get it. And I go.
Is Kent still in Kent cosplay? Because if I remember right, you entered
Selise
the
cosplay.
Oh, Selise cosplay. Okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, I had
I mean,
a sword and shield just like Selise.
If it's been a day, I kind of want to say no, but knowing Kent, he still is. Yeah.
Yes, I am, but I don't have the sword and shield with me on the off chance that Selise is at the door.
Okay. You just armored up.
Yeah.
All right.
So you go to the door.
Yeah.
You open the door, and there are two women at the door. They're very familiar women to you. One is dressed in silver and blue robes, and the other is dressed in kind of not like drab, like brown, like browns and dark blues, but carrying a very familiar black staff at her side.
Yeah, it's really hard to talk about Vaja without giving it away immediately.
Right?
I love her.
The black staff. Who's the black staff?
Carrying a big dark stick.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. This is how we're starting. This is how we're beginning.
And she and both of these women, the open lord Laryl Silverhand and the black staff herself, Vaja Safar, they just kind of stand at the door and they say, well, hello.
Oh, greetings. How bad is it in there?
Roll me a percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just see.
It'll be a miss.
It's a 63.
63. Okay, it's not bad in there.
Okay.
There is clearly evidence that something rambunctious happened over these last couple days, but you've gotten it to some sort of manageable state.
Okay. I will also say, like, as much as Kent has tried to like not be a ball of nerves and tension, like his friends are all fighting a great worm. Like that's a lot. So I will invite the two of them in and just sort of very unkent, like just immediately, without any sort of presentation in the voice or whatever, just be like, is there any news? Please come in, have a seat.
And they come in and they sit down at one of the clear tables because you've got, at one of the clear tables, and they say, well, we have not heard anything yet. We do know that the spells and intentions that we cast were successful, but it's very clear that they are not back yet, and we were wondering if you wanted to go to them.
Oh, yeah. Let me get Virgil and make sure that Brian and Duo are okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah. And Kent turns around and takes a big deep breath, as if to, and then just sighs and goes walking for Virgil. And brings you to join the party.
Virgil,
yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Virgil shows up and actually is kind of like a little rumpled and dusty, having dealt with stuff, but is very much like, I heard the door. Oh,
yeah. They don't know. They haven't heard either, but wanted to know maybe if we wanted to go join them, support them, whatever, see what's up.
That, and he kind of looks around again. Like, what, 63%?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that you did 50 of that 63%, but Duo and Brian did the other 13. So
yeah, I think that we can. I think we can leave them to clean up the rest of this. But if we're actually physically going there, and he just looks at Kent, you're going to need more coats.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this, worried though I am about my friends, this is an invitation to put on clothes. So I'm gonna go do that. I will get ready for the cold and you know, armored and weaponed up and all that. And we are ready. Yeah.
Okay. We cut from that to the Lednick Caldera itself. It has been a few days. I'm going to slightly retcon that and say that it's been a few days because I literally said the day after. Live retconning. This is the DM way. It has been a few days, and this is the way. And the rivals that are in the Lednick Caldera are just waking up. You are in slightly less modest accommodations, and by that I mean they were a little bit better than where we were staying in previous days. Individual rooms. It's warm, it's cozy. We haven't slept this well for quite a while. So what are we doing at this stage? It is morning. We have had several long rests and have basically had nothing to do for the last couple of days.
Can I assume that Shaka has been is with them and has been filled in with what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I think in the couple days after, Gazrick probably would have wanted to make sure that the druids are like settled, got back, things were back in order, and like now doesn't know how to occupy his time. So when everyone comes downstairs, he's already making breakfast and like it's all like sort of prepped up and ready for everyone. There's no ice spider egg omelet. There's a small plate for Gazrick. He still eats it, but like for everyone else, it's a normal breakfast. He's like, come in, come on. Everyone grab your food. Let's get, you know, we got a busy day ahead of us. Getting home, right? That's the whole plan now. We're done.
Selise has wandered in and she's got tea, and depending on who's close to her, because she's been relaxing, it might be more of a hot toddy than a cup of tea. And she's just like, home, you mean as in Trollskull Manor home?
Yeah, of course, Trollskull Manor. It's like, I mean, this is great, but look, who knows what the state of things are back there. I appreciate everything that Kent and Virgil have done for us to aid us in that big fight, but they've already been dealing with a lot, managing Duo and Brian, and I feel a little guilty leaving that to them this entire time.
Yeah, I mean, we should. I agree. I mean, the place, but then again, the damage is probably already done, right? Like whether we get back now or later.
Sure.
You know, I have faith in Duo. Like, he's not let us completely down the road. Well, he I retract my statement. He has. But Brian, though, you know, like I think there's some balance there, right? Brian just is trying to, you know, really master that body, and like I think there's some some yin and yang there, you know.
No, I agree. I think they're great for one another.
I do know that there's a couple of things, and maybe this could have happened over the couple of days if you would allow, LaTia. But
sure.
I just want to make sure that like Hiratok and I believe his name was Travik and his wife, who I forgot her name, are good, right? Because, you know, we did take care of the dragon, but, you know, y'all heard the Xanathar was here and there could still be some other stuff going on. So I just want to I just want to check in with them and make sure that everything is okay.
For sure.
Orla was his wife. Yeah, Orla.
Yeah.
Just make sure that it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the time period between Dragon Fight and now, which I said has been a couple of days, Shareef, you did safely get the rest of the druids back to the Lednick Caldera during the fight, which Orla and Travik were very tearfully reunited, and heaps of thanks were piled upon you, and you know, there was a kind of a readjustment period of all the druids, you know, feeling their magic begin to return to them after you know, being kind of trapped in that magicless room for so long. And the rest of the rivals followed shortly after, with the archdruid Donella in tow, to which you all were, you know, summarily basically cheered in the middle of the Lednick Caldera. What's up?
I'd love to ask a question.
Yeah, what's up? What's your question?
How much was he able to barter with the Caldera for percentage of the dragon's hoard?
We'll get there.
Okay. I just wanted to know, and I appreciate that we're getting there.
So it's like, as soon as you get back into town, and we're gonna have a little fun with this. So what is it that you said to Donella as this thought crossed your mind?
I think it's the moment I'm back with Hirathok and Donella, like actually back at the Caldera, and like the other rivals have gone off, and I'm just like chatting with them, and so mission accomplished. You know, we did it. We are able to get the Donella, you're back here, Archdruid safe and sound. Hirathok, you no longer have to be incompetent and in charge anymore. It's okay. And so we did a pretty important thing, and I just want to figure out what the best way, like, are you guys gonna help me? Do I need to hire out help to like transport my portion of the gold? Like, I don't need, like, I just say it, like my portion of the dragon's gold, like the rivals portion, for our exit. Do you gonna provide staff? Should I like post a notice board? Like, how do things usually go around here?
Okay, on what day do you ask this question?
This is I think this is the first meeting I have with Hirathok and Donna. The moment I'm alone with all three of them, this conversation comes up. Yeah.
Beautiful. So Hirathok is appropriately incensed.
Yeah.
And
Gazrick worded this like he practices out this morning in front of like the mirror. He's like, oh, incompetently in charge. Oh, I'm gonna say that's so good to him.
He is appropriately incensed, and you can see that he is like puffed up and getting ready to, like, he's bristling. He's getting ready to say something very loud and indignant to you in I'm sure. But Donella, the Archdruid, she puts out a hand, and she says to you, Gazrick, firstly, none of us have, it's literally been a day.
Yeah.
And no one has assessed or even verified the existence of the horde in the mountain. Of course, we do not intend to leave you thankless for this task. You have done a great thing for the Lednick Caldera, your home, and our people.
And I appreciate your conversation on this, and I of course I would not assume that we would go thankless. I just want to make sure everything's up to ship shape. That you're absolutely right. It shouldn't even be. I shouldn't even be talking about people helping to get gold out of the horde. I need to get a scouting party first. I need to figure out the individuals that are on board. So like that's the different conversation. What are the trained people that you have in your city? That would be any archaeological experts, any perhaps.
Make me a perception. Actually, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 21.
Okay. So you do notice that as she is having this discussion with you, she is ushering you out of the office.
Yeah.
she's walking with you.
Oh, this is a common feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I recall correctly, one of your party members was pretty grievously injured in this fight. give us all some time to recover, and we can talk about that then.
I think that's great. I'll schedule a time with you next Tuesday. I'll
It
talk to your
closes the
assistant.
door
Yeah.
on you.
I think that went well. And Gazrick turns around and walks away.
We cut back to this current day,
Yeah.
where said grievously injured party member is hobbling down the stairs. And Dahani has come downstairs to eat. She doesn't look like she fell unconscious 3 times in a dragon fight. She looks a lot better. 3 times. Ooh. Yep.
There's like an extra plate of like bacon on the side.
3 or 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But she's definitely moving probably the slowest you've ever seen her move.
So normal speed then.
Normal speed, yes.
Can I make like a medicine check like over like the past couple, just like to see how the healing process has been from everything? I got a dirty 20, 15 plus 5.
Dirty 20? Oh yeah. She definitely, there's nothing broken about her, but there's definitely like most likely some internal bruising.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a bit even for a storied adventurer to heal. But she comes downstairs and she says good morning, and that's really all she says as she kind of digs into her plate of food.
Well, you didn't miss much while you were coming in. We were just sort of talking about our time here. We were thinking maybe we should stay a few more days before we're ready to go back, or.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's not bad here. And another thing that you have noticed is that since the dragon's defeat, the weather, while this is the Frostfell and it is kind of perpetually cold, the weather has been a little better. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been a lot of snow in this region particularly, and it's actually, I don't know if the Frostfell has a sun, but there's brightness and clear skies, and there's a definite shift in the weather here. But yeah, Dahani's like, yeah, it's pretty cool here.
No, you're right. It's not been bad, you know, and the weather has been fortunate in a lot of ways. I don't know. I think I'll be honest. For me, I'm worried about regressing too much. You stay here, you're around the old people, you fall into old habits. I'm like fighting with Hirathok for no reason other than like it's a thing I can't do because he's like power here. So it's like I don't know. I might be a little antsy to get back, but I don't want to rush us if we want to stay, if we want to like do our own thing, especially once we're ready to go back. I can like I at this point I can plane shift us like sort of table talk. So it's really it's like when the group is ready. And like I was like, yeah, y'all just give me a heads up, and you know, when we're ready, we can go back home.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So breakfast kind of continues in this way, and the day is pretty much yours. You've noticed that since returning from the Dragon's Mountain, there is a definite shift in not so much in how they've treated you guys, because they're still kind of like giving you that same kind of weird awe and like, you know, that's Gazrick. But they're kind of giving everybody that same kind of treatment. Like it's them. It's those people. But not like those people. It's them. I didn't want to say those guys because there's more guys. It's those folks.
Hello. Hi. Yes. Hello. I don't like it. This attention, like I think we're walking down the street now, like maybe like getting groceries for the next day, because that's all Gazrick's doing now. He's just like cooking at home, waiting to hear from Donella and Hirathok. And so Who goes for a walk with Gazrick? I'd love to know who would even want to.
I would go.
Yeah,
Shaka would go.
Shaka's on board. So like it's the two of us kind of chug along.
Yeah.
Selise probably was. I definitely offered. I don't know what the response was.
I didn't get a chance to say I was going, but yes, Selise will go.
Oh, cool. And so it's like the three of us and Fenris, I guess, then walking down the street.
Yes.
Just sort of like, yeah, right?
Like the bags on Fenris's.
No. No. Fenris is not a pack dog. No.
Gazrick's got a little like paper bag in his hand. He's like kind of walking down. Like
I love that.
Yeah.
The smallest one carrying. Yeah. So yeah, I'll say as you're like awkwardly waving, I kind of jab you with my elbow and say, I thought you would like this kind of attention.
It's weird, man, because like I don't even know them. They like, you know what I mean? Like it's great when you guys think I do cool stuff because like you get it, but like they weren't there, they weren't around. Like it feels empty.
Yeah, but
It's empty.
you have a hometown and you have people that are proud of you. Like that's something that I can't really relate with. I feel like that's something that anybody would want.
But Shaka, there's a difference between the people you know at home and the random stranger literally on the street waving at you like you've walked across water.
And
it's weird.
I don't think I would have realized it until I came back, because I think I've always wanted that recognition. I think when I left, I didn't have it, and I think it's something I've always wanted. And now that I have it, I realize, I don't know, man. I've been doing a lot of existential crises over here. I mean, like, well, like, was it worth it? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, saving people is always worth it, but like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel what I thought. And I think, you know.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that. I guess it sounds like something that would be great.
Yeah.
But I guess in reality, it's it like has its problems as well.
No, hey, I'm not also going to look a gift horse in his mouth though, because I did get all of this food for like 75% off. Like they were very generous in their pricing, and like that's the perk. Okay.
All right. Good. Yeah. Yeah. I saw you chatting with the person. I guess I thought you were just chatting up some Caldera stuff. I guess you were haggling, or maybe they just gave it to you off for reconnaissance. I don't know.
Honestly, they weren't going to take any money, and I insisted on paying it. Really, I know that sounds out of character, but I did, because it felt weird to owe them a favor. And I was like, I'm going to pay you something. And so we agreed on the 75% discount. I was willing to go to 80, but he said no. And so I was like, okay.
Selise, can you make me a perception check?
Sure. As soon as I find my character sheet. All right. Shiny new dice, don't fail me. That is 18.
18? Okay,
18.
Cool. So while Shaka and Gazrick are I was about to put Masood in the Lednick Caldera. While Shaka and Gazrick are having this conversation, you notice a couple of things. You notice that not far from where you are in the kind of main bazaar, there is quite a contingent of Remorazes that have been saddled up to with riders that appear to be leaving the Caldera.
Okay.
You also notice that walking towards you is Donella, the archdruid, and two very familiar looking people. Kent and Virgil, shortly after your talk with Laryl and the Blackstaff, they just plain shifted you here. You met briefly with Donella, explained the whole thing, and now you're here. Smash cut.
Smash cut.
Smash cut.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just Selise has seen them so far, right?
Yeah, you two are very in depth in this conversation. So I mean, and actually, with your passive perception, Gazrick, you like, if you want to acknowledge them, yes, you can see like a break in your conversation will show that Donella is walking toward you.
Well, the moment I think it's like the break in the conversation is I drop the bag and I run to Kent and Virgil and I hug them. Like I think, yeah. Oh, good buddies. Hey. And it's really you. Oh, goodness.
The star of the Lednick Caldera has given me a hug, Virgil.
That's not please. Look, everyone, we're back. It's all of us. We're all together.
I wave from afar as I pick up the bag that Gazrick dropped on the ground, and then I walk toward everyone.
Hi, you're alive, so that's good. Real sorry we didn't help more, but figured our friends could take care of it for you.
Yeah. So the fact that you're here gives me confidence that Troll Skull Manor is standing and everything is okay.
It is definitely standing.
Huh?
Okay.
And most things are 63% okay.
Okay. Well, you know what? That is that's good enough. I'm like happy to see y'all.
Well, we're happy to see you. Could you fill us in? We helped you with a dragon. We left you going to a carnival. It feels like we missed something.
I mean, I'm glad you're all alive, and it is very cold here, but I feel like we have missed out on something. Again, glad you're all alive.
Sure.
Yes, because and like the look on Virgil's face is very much like I did not go, like I'm glad I didn't expend all that magical energy for nothing, but also yes, he is actually glad that you're alive because for real, like dragon, major,
big stuff. We saw it. We couldn't help you all with it, but we saw the thing. So
it's like having box seats, I guess.
Yeah, but we had to leave for the second act.
Selise just turns to Kent and pokes him in the shoulder. You better have won that cosplay contest.
Oh, I did.
So I'm getting a cut of the winnings, right? Since you cosplayed as me.
Yes. The winning was a cake, and Duo and Brian, mostly Duo, have already finished it, but I'm sure we can make you another.
Cake.
A cake. It was real good.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed cake.
It did. And now I enjoy that you all are here and alive.
Yeah. How'd you get here?
Oh, Vajra and Laryl, we're besties now, first name basis and everything. Please don't tell them I said that.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah, no, we're not. Don't. It's fine.
Well, we had some cool stuff too happen to us. We made friends. Selise made a friend.
We all turned to look at Selise.
I'm just like, and Selise is just kind of standing there and giving Gazrick a stink eye because she had seen Kent and Virgil first. And she just points.
Sorry.
And Fenris goes,
I just pet him on the head.
Maybe never seen Virgil react like this to anything, but it's like heart eyes right now. Like
And I want to be very clear. This look that I am giving is towards Virgil because I've never seen him do that.
Did you win this? Did you win them at the? Oh my gosh! Did you win them at the fair?
He's my friend. He wasn't a prize.
This is the story. I never breaking eye contact with friends. This is the story I need to hear later. You left without a dog, and now you have big.
If you want to keep your hands, you might want to be careful. He's a dire wolf. He's not a dog.
And he growls menacingly yet playfully.
I'm now trying to figure out how that can happen from a dire wolf, but okay.
he's growling, but his tail is wagging.
There you go.
Oh, but he likes you, I think.
Yeah.
What? Well, that's Yes.
And
So-
I was gonna say in the time that we've been here, I've been trying to teach Fenris tricks. I don't know if it'll work. But I try to get this.
Make me an animal handling check.
Yeah, let's handle.
I'm using your D20, Eugenio. I hope it rolls well
Yeah,
for me.
blame me.
Can I give help on this action? And I'd say
I'm gonna say no, just because this is like it's bonding. It's bonding.
Gotcha.
It's bonding.
Luckily, I've got a really high plus on animal handling.
Yeah.
So that's a 25.
Oh yeah. The last couple days, like especially like his help in the fight and the subsequent days of recovery afterwards. He's got a couple good solid tricks under his sleeve. Like he can do all of the normal dog things, and he can also, like, you can tell him to like attack and he will do that, and you can tell him to like etch and he can do that and stuff.
So I tell him to sit and then shake with Virgil and Kent.
Ooh.
And
dog tricks.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And Fenris, he does not offer one paw. He actually like gets up on hind legs and offers paw to both of you.
And then both of us go like,
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
I
incredible.
love it.
That big.
Not yet. We're just practicing for when he grows up.
Like,
so it's honestly so good to see you all. Can I ask, were you planning on letting us know that you were alive?
Yeah, I think. Well, Gazrick wants to get back sooner than later.
I assumed, we would just come back home.
Yeah, it's only been a couple days. You know, we had to wrap some things up here before we headed back.
Oh, what? Did you all not believe in us? Did you not just assume that we were fine?
when the Open Lord of Waterdeep and the Blackstaff show up and say that the entire multiverse is in danger and your friends are fighting, but they're also going to send 5 amazing warriors to help friends. Honestly, a we won note would have been nice.
Sure, if the multiverse was in danger, you would have known real quick if we lost.
Y'all kept eating cake. That's a sign that everything was good, right?
It was stress eating, Gazrick.
No, Kent has just invented Waterdeep sheet caking. So face caking. Congratulations.
Now I want cake. I blame all of you.
I know. All right. Well, my only other question is, have we done a proper survey of this layer? Because it does feel like if this thing was around long enough to do everything that Vajra and Laryl said it did, like the archaeological and anthropological information stored within that layer is just really sort of mind-boggling.
My guy, this is what I've been saying around here, and no one's been listening. Oh, thank goodness.
To answer that question, there is a look from Donella that is surprising because she's still there.
Right.
Oh,
Donella. Oh, bless.
she's this conversation is just happening around her. But when you mention archaeological and all the other words that you just said, there's a surprised look on her face that is, it's like she looks at you and then she looks at Gazrick like there's a difference. There's
right.
She is impressed with what you're suggesting, contrasted to the suggestions that Gazrick had several days before.
He's looking so smug. He feels so like yeah.
To that point,
yeah.
Donella says, I was coming to inform you all before your party members arrived that over the last few days, we have been sending scouting parties to survey the lair and to clear an efficient path for ease of travel. And what they have found is, like, the look on her face, she's She's impressed. She's very impressed. And as slayers of said dragon, we would be remiss if we did not offer you your opportunity for a reward. We have 2 Remorazes that are ready to escort you to the lair.
2?
Yeah, because they can hold multiple people.
Oh, I thought we would, maybe earned one of our own.
My guy! Everyone's my guy today.
I mean, it seems like that there's a lot over there, right? You think we could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like Dahani's here, right? So yeah, 6
of our injured party member. They can't make the trek. We want them as comfortable as possible along the way.
I think Kent asks, who's injured? Because you said
I said
outwardly
you were
she's
all
okay, right?
Like you said you're all okay. Like,
what do you mean injured party member?
They're resting up. They're good now. They're resting up. I imagine it was Tahani like back. Did they join us on the walk as well, or were they rest? Yeah, they were resting.
Okay. All right, then 5 Remorazes.
Let's also assume that we asked after Dahani after noticing that she wasn't around.
Noticing not there, yes.
On that.
You're right, yeah.
Give us a moment. Yeah.
Oh, Dahani, yeah, she only fell unconscious 3 times. It's fine.
That's fine. Right.
Oh, what?
Getting better. Yeah.
We fought a dragon.
We beat the dragon.
That's right.
We beat the dragon.
Yes, yeah, you did, Gazrick. You're a hero.
See,
famed and renowned in these parts, apparently.
Yeah, that's what we've heard.
Thank you. I needed someone to bruise my ego. God, it's so nice to have everyone here.
It's
really
also. Wait, in all seriousness, though, something about thorns. What is that? What?
It's not weird.
No,
it's not weird. It's fine. It's okay.
I don't know what's happening, but Gazrick, I got to tell you, historically, when you say something's not weird.
You see Selise just cover her face and
because we did read about.
Yeah,
we read about the thing in Revel's End, and that was actually pretty weird.
That was pretty weird.
Yeah,
I think we should go see Tahani with this information.
I feel like we did also interrupt Danella. She offered us our share and then something.
Yeah, I think we should. If we could only get 2, that's fine. I'm just saying maybe 5 for the heroes of the Caldera that
depending
save the land.
It makes sense to, I guess, have more for carrying space.
Yeah, we have to carry back a horde of loot, right? So we unless there's some bags of holding involved, I think we need the extra space.
I was going to say that the Remorazes are only transporting you because we already have people and other transport there.
Oh, that's well thought out. Thank you.
Do an insight check for what Donella thinks of us now that we've been.
Go for it.
Please do
for a little bit. It's a 20,
Virgil,
17 plus.
Like you and Danella get along.
I'm sorry. How much?
So 28. It's in the chat.
28.
17 plus 11.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. I'm not
11.
looking at chat because I don't really have a need for my character sheet.
Right. I forgot.
There's a the look that she gives all of you as she has been trying to speak this entire time is just the kind of the culmination of what it is for anybody to meet the rivals.
Yeah.
You've seen the look before, and she thought that Gazrick was uniquely singular, but she quickly kind of realizes that like attracts like.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But yes, if you would like to collect your other party member and meet us at the gates.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable. Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
She walks towards the gates quite
Yeah.
quickly.
He's like, deuces.
Kent is excited. Let's go get to Hani.
Well, let's ask Dahani. We don't know if she's
Well, sure.
she'll be
That's
up for it, but yeah. Let's go
And
ask
so,
her.
she'll be happy to see you both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
So you return to the building that you have been given. It's basically a house, but it's like a barrack sort of thing. It's got multiple rooms and a kitchen and stuff like that. And Dahani is still in the kitchen. And when Kent and Virgil walk in, she does the same as Gazrick. She walks up and gives them a hug and then immediately goes, ow.
It's Dahani. Are you okay?
No.
Yeah, we heard. But you did so good.
Hey.
Can I help Dahani at all?
You have been. If you anybody has offered to give her any amount of healing, but really it's just bruising. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
Just uncomfy.
You her.
And it's like you see, like she looks, she's a small burb, but she looks a little smaller just because of she's just kind of holding herself a little carefully and
Right.
Oh my goodness.
she's gonna be okay.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
A big strong bird.
All enough. You said she's a small burb. I'm like, can she just ride on my shoulder? Then I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, that would sound like she's a parrot.
Yeah.
And that's not what I was going
Iago
for.
vibes, right? Yeah.
I do sort of love the idea of a giant having a best friend,
Aarakocra,
that does that.
Like a parrot.
But you're small enough you could ride Fenris.
Yeah. She says, I wasn't expecting to see you two.
Well, we were worried about not having seen you four, so the Blackstaff and the Open Lord brought us to check on you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, we are gonna head back to the lair, and there's a bunch of loot that I think we're gonna go grab. We wanted to see if you were up to join us.
Yes.
That was
Okay.
great.
Well,
Yeah, right.
we have we have some Remorazes. We're gonna head over and meet up with Danella, and then see what's going on. So I just wanted to ask because I know that you're a little kind of beat up at the moment. But
I'm not beat up enough to loot the dragon slayer.
yeah. Let's go.
Woo.
Not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to fix that. So yeah, you all make your way to the gates, and yes, two Remorazes have been saddled for the 6 of us. And we do we climb aboard?
Yeah. Well, anyway, Kent does.
Yeah, they are rather large. I don't know if Kent or Virgil has ever seen a Remoraz before, but they are these very extremely large blue centipede looking things. But as you approach them, they exude an aura of warmth that immediately warms your bones.
Oh, this is great. These are great. These should be all over the place. These are excellent.
And in anything with heated seats, this is lovely.
Yeah. I mean, somebody should take that technology and just sort of,
Can you imagine carriages with this? Amazing.
Right? Lap of luxury.
When
Somebody stop us.
No. This is we will expand the stall to come up with our own patents when we get back. This is
Yes.
where we're moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
The journey is swift. You can see that because it hasn't been snowing for the last couple of days, the Remoraz journey that they have been, like the scouting party, actually has a very clear path that you are following. And it's a pretty nice
Nice.
day. You know, you're warm because of the remorazes, but the weather is not terribly bad.
Sure.
Or a plane of eternal frost and ice. And it doesn't take you very long before you arrive back at the dragons at the big old mountain. And it looks a lot different, not surrounded by frost and ice and blizzard and stuff like that. And you can also see there are 2 different paths that have been walked across the moat, the frozen moat. There is one that the remorazes have been taking, and then there is another one that people have been taking.
Oh,
that
smart.
is quite
Right.
a distance away.
Yeah. Smart.
to prevent anybody falling into the moat. And yeah, you all are back at the Dragon's Mountain.
This is incredible. Is this, wait, hold on. I'm curious if Kent notices about the inversion of the caldera and the dragon's lair, because that's fascinating. And if he does, I mean, that's all he's going to talk about.
Yeah.
Probably
yeah,
mostly to himself out loud, but you know.
Yeah, you with that roll, you notice.
Okay, great. Yeah. Is this, Gazrick, is this built out of the caldera's, you know what I mean?
Remains? I don't know. Honestly, there's the odd thing. It seems like this place almost, there's not enough history about it. I think the dragon, the worm that was here, that was for a while,
Oh, you
couldn't
said
get
the
anyone
words.
in here. And like, it's hard to imagine which came first. If both city and the caldera and this mountain were founded at the same time, or if one predated the other. Yeah, I honestly, it's very exciting to be in here and just sort of taking. And also look at this architecture, this dragon work here for these doors, incredible.
You can keep going. This is great. This is all good baseline, because if there's no history, oh, we've got work to do.
This conversation continues as you are led through the various corridors, and as you pass one particular wall that looks like it's made of boxes, you can hear people talking on the other side of those boxes. And you hear, like, just passing, is like, yeah, we found him tied to his cot. I don't know. He's yeah, I don't know, but he's fine, a little cold, but I think he'll be all right. And
At that point, I just want to bust through the boxes.
Like Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Kool-Aid man. Are you busting through the? Are you because there is a door? So are you busting through the boxes or are you busting through the door?
Oh, I didn't realize it was a door. You know what? Let's go for it. I'm breaking in that door. Like, what up? We back.
Oh man.
Oh goodness gracious!
Excuse me.
Like,
I love it.
Yes. So Selise, you it's this whole thing is very ramshackle, so no roll required to literally break through this door. But yeah, you kick through this door and you're like, "What up, fool?" And he's like, and he's like,
Oh, you've met. I see.
he's untied from the bed, but the minute he sees you, he like grabs the cot and like tries to like roll over and hide himself.
Oh,
You have
you.
met.
Despite what you've heard about the vines, this isn't the thorns, the vines.
Oh, that's not what this is.
No. Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Just checking.
And I just pull the cot and I'm like, what are you doing?
You all left me tied to this bed.
So you see what happened was there was a dragon.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know about the dragon, the two scouts who are the two scouts who are in here trying to figure out what this guy's story is they're just kind of looking at all of you kind of a little incredulously, and he's like, yeah, I know about the dragon. We were here to, and then he realizes he shuts up.
Him. You would detective mode activates. Gazrick steps in. And weren't you one of the people who kidnapped some of these druids?
Oh, I feel so much better about them tying him to the bed now, Virgil. I really didn't know what that was about.
Just leave it.
Yeah, you're right.
And when oh no, wait, you all know this because you DM'd it. I'm like, he's not tied to it in a bed. Like they literally like burrito wrapped him into a cot.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. He's like a taco.
Yeah, like the scouts, when they hear this, they look at this man with a renewed kind of like a renewed, like, oh, this is one of these. He's
Oh, because didn't we take the Xanathar robes that he had on? Like I think
yes,
right.
Yeah. I like disguise myself as the guy.
Right.
Well, no wonder Kent was so concerned. Y'all left him tied to this bed in his skivvies. What was I to
actually
think?
am a little concerned. Yeah.
Hello, I'm saying.
But this man. I don't even. We should put him in binds in something else. Take him back to the justice system of the Caldera to decide.
And the scouts are like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then they kind of like they grab the rope that they used to that he was tied up with, and then they don't tie him back to the cot, but he has been, because they did not know why he was the way he was. They provided him he's wearing clothes, but now that they've kind of, he's like, oh man, like swiper no swiping style. He's and they've like retied him up. So
does anyone here want to ask him a question before he goes?
I would. And I'd like to actually roll something, persuasion or something on this.
What would you like to ask him?
So over the past 3 days, everyone has told me about fighting the dragon and stuff, and no one has mentioned the Xanathar. So I want to ask this person if they have. All right, so sorry, I'll role play it. So like I look at this guy, I kind of look him up and down and like say, warlock to warlock. You seen the Xanathar around these parts, like physically in this place? And I'd like to roll. Actually, I'd like to roll an intimidation, actually, because I think I'm kind of angry.
Roll with advantage because he has met y'all before.
He knows.
Let's do that. All right, so that is only a 10. Very low.
It's okay. He looks at you and he says, "No, Xanathar's never been here."
I look back at the rest of the party members looking for help because I psych myself up and then I like flatly deliver the line. So I'm looking back at like everybody else for some assistance.
I mean, go ahead, Virgil.
Yeah, like, is there anything? But after being, I guess, stripped, I forgot that y'all took the robes off.
I did too.
Is there anything else about this now very scared warlock that looks like essentially any other identifying anything about them that seems weird?
I don't remember if this particular warlock had the Xanathar tattoo on his head. I'm going to say he's got one.
Yeah, I think it was clear that he was.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got, aside from, you've taken his robes and Shareef, you, Shaka, you do also have his rod of the Pact Keeper. Just want to.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That's right. You took his rod.
You did take his rod. He very, very clearly has the circle and 10 squiggly lined mark of the Xanathar on his forehead.
I guess, do we believe him? Like, what's the vibe we're getting here?
You want to roll insight?
That's what I want. I just wanted you to say it.
Yeah,
well, I'm proficient, so that means it's a 16.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, despite his kind of standoffish attitude, he appears to be honest.
Not knowing Shaka's full story, because I wasn't around for it, because Kent wasn't around for it. I think Virgil will just sort of step up next to Shaka and just say, like whisper to you, Shaka, is there any chance that he wasn't aware like you? I don't know what the situation was. Like, was he maybe also tricked?
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of between two minds of it because I was tricked.
Right.
But at the same time, he was inside of this lair.
Mm-hmm.
He was right near the front, so he had to at least know or see these druids being captured. So I'm not saying we got to kill the guy.
No, right.
But we at least should get information out of him.
Sure.
That can help, prevent other people from falling to this fate.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
I will say this: where I have failed in getting information, Selise has succeeded. So it might be time. Selise, do you want to step in and try?
We all
Selise
take a step back.
Selise just smiles and comes over to where. So are they holding the guy up, or is he just standing on his own but still bound?
He's sitting down. So he's sitting down. He's flanked by these two Caldera scouts, and he has been rebound with his hands are tied.
Okay, so but he's not like tied to the chair or whatever.
No.
Okay, so if he tries to run, all right, noted. So I just kind of lean in, and I tap the tip of my dagger to the mark on his forehead. So you haven't seen the Xanathar, is what you're saying?
That is correct. Like what he said about seeing the druids, like, I saw them bring druids in, and sometimes he's looking cross-eyed at the dagger that is pointed at his forehead. Like that part's correct. I saw druids brought in, but like I've never seen here. No. Mm-mm.
So if you're not working for the Xanathar anymore, what's with this mark?
Well, I mean, it's just paint. It'll come off.
If I could scrape it off with my dagger, is what you're saying.
Please don't.
But if it's just paint, it won't matter, right? You wanted me to get results.
We're all like Gazrick should be in a bag of
I'm good
popcorn,
with it.
just like waiting for what's.
I'm good with it.
Gazrick.
Are you just gonna scrape the paint off? I think a job change is a pretty good idea.
Virgil just kind of leans over. So yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Kind of leans a little bit forward and says, "So, what were you doing here? What was your function in all this?"
I just keep tapping on his forehead with this.
Not the real knife. Take inspiration.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I love that.
Yeah, inspiration.
I was watching the cave entrance. That's it. And then, and he kind of like his hands are tied like this. And he kind of like points at the other, because there are other cots in here. This is also kind of where we slept. There's 4 other cots in here.
Are you still connected to the Xanathar?
I don't know.
Way to find out.
It does.
Yeah.
Have to.
Try and cast a spell.
Can I roll?
Let's.
Can I roll an insight on that? I don't know. Like I want to see.
I want to back that up. Yeah,
because
Yeah,
maybe
go
it
for
is possible that he really was under this. Wow, 30. God, crit fail. Shock is still very rusty.
I rolled a 19 on the die. I rolled a 19 on the die and I got a plus 11, so I got a 30.
Yeah.
Shaka rolled in that one.
Yeah, I crit failed.
Shaka, you feel that you are still. You still feel like this is getting a little bit too much for you, and like maybe like the focus that you have in trying to figure out what is going on here, like you're losing focus.
Yeah.
Gazrick, on the other hand, he does not seem to know. Like he knows, he knows that the Xanathar can contact them if they need to, but it's been a couple days. He hasn't heard anything, so he's really not sure.
I like kind of pull the group to the side and like offer my insight around it of what I think, and I'm like, okay, I think maybe we just send them back. Maybe depending on how you're feeling, have someone keep an eye on him, and just so we know if any other moment occurs, he can't do harm. And who knows? I mean, look at Sharakfa over here. Maybe he really does want to turn over a new leaf, and we can't deny that opportunity.
As you say that, I'm like breathing heavily because I'm overwhelmed and realizing that nothing I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah.
Why?
Okay.
So so I just nod and I go over and I just slowly rub the flat of the dagger to wipe off the Xanathar mark to see if it's really paint. Not the sharp edge. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Just kind of wipe, like I'm wiping the dagger off to see if it's really just paint.
Mm-hmm. It comes off pretty easily because this man is sweating up a storm.
Yeah, I bet.
So I just thumb the rest of it off like in disgust. He couldn't even bother to use a tattoo you or something. Jeez.
It was magic.
It wasn't good magic. I scraped it off with my thumb.
You've got to think about future job opportunities when you do. I get it. Sometimes, and this is good for you because now you switch your job. Now you no longer work for the Xanathar, huh?
And Virgil just asked the rest of you: Was there anyone else? Did you encounter any other of the warlocks here?
Not here. I don't remember. I don't believe so. This was the only one.
Hani pipes up and says, we fought one before we found this place. Mm-hmm. And then while we were fighting the dragon, I did notice that there were other bodies.
Oh, right. And yeah. So maybe they're all gone, but it is worth looking and keeping an eye out for anyone else who might have been here.
Okay. I think we should. You want to turn over a new leaf, right? That's fantastic. We love new jobs. We love a new start. And I think after all of this, we should, support you on your journey. I'm going to walk over to Selise and just whisper to Selise, get some of his hair. Just a little bit of hair. This is exactly how I'm doing it too. Like I'm not being a bat. Yeah. Just cut a little off. Just a little bit.
We can all
So I move as if I'm going to just finish getting the Xanathar mark off, and I accidentally on purpose go a little higher and get a little snippet for Kent.
Okay. Make a straight dexterity check for me.
My worst stat.
Ruh-roh.
Come on.
Well, hey, look, if we get a piece of, ear, that works for the spell too. So
fine.
Wait, am I doing a check or just rolling against my total?
It's a straight check.
Oh, thank goodness. 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I was looking at in my tray like.
So I had a bonus healer, like a healer.
You're right.
Ready.
I wasn't gonna.
Right. Well, just to stop the blood.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't even mess up his hairline. It's still the baby hairs is still there.
Nice.
it was like I was checking his fade. He's good. He's good.
Exactly.
That's it. So, we'll Gazrick, could you, we can check in on him every now and again, be sure that he's succeeding in his new chosen career path.
Yeah, buddy, I got my eye on you.
Denethor doesn't anymore, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does, you let us know.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
Well,
Kick rocks, bud.
He would, but the scouts are actually the scouts they pick him up by the arms and they kind of walk him out.
Yeah, that's
out.
Okay.
You okay, Shaka?
No.
Fair enough.
But maybe if we see what's in the rest of this layer, what we need to pick up, maybe that'll make me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So yes, Donella, Donella's still here? Yes.
No, I don't think so, right? Or did she
No,
go?
I'm just
I do not want Donella watching what you're saying.
No, yeah.
That's what's about to happen.
We're very seasoned adventurers.
Yeah, very seasoned.
Very
Bad
seasoned.
news.
But everybody here, with the exception of Kent and Virgil, know how to get to the dragon, the main chamber.
Yeah.
And it's very clearly marked as well because there have been people here and
Go on, please. Ignore us.
no, I can't because
What did you do?
you see the familiar platform that leads you up and continues to go down.
I'm mad about it now.
I knew LaTia would appreciate it though. So
the platform that has that leads you up into the kind of main area, and you actually see that it is down at this point, and you step up onto it and it lifts up, and you the four of actually no, just Gazrick, Dahani, and Selise are familiar with this particular area. Mm-hmm. But the three of you, Shaka, Kent, and Virgil, see this very large, rounded chamber that is like portions of it have kind of been like sectioned off because one, there's still a big old dragon corpse in here. And for the first time, Shaka, Kent, and Virgil see actually the size and scale of the great worm that half of the party defeated. The dragon actually is in something is in. You can see portions of it are missing because the caldera is not going to pass up food.
Oh yeah.
But also you can see that the ice has been picked into, and there are several tunnels and several small pits and small alcoves where gleaming gold, shining silver, perfect platinum,
yes,
and a myriad of other
some boring bronze
and some boring and some
copper. Shit.
Common copper, right?
Kind of okay copper.
Kind of okay copper.
Okay. These are our Crayola colors now at this point.
Yeah. wait, and Electrum. Are all spilling out, and you can see swords and pieces of armor and art pieces and are you thinking about it? It's there. And as you all enter, the scouts and diggers and everyone else that is there, they kind of all turn and they look at you, and some of them even take their hats off, and it's a little weird. And Donella, who now enters the space, says, "This is what we've begun to unearth. of this dragon's lair, this hoard of treasure that it was keeping here. Take your pick.
When you say take your pick, does that insinuate that there's a limit per se?
Shaka, yes.
Yay, with the important questions. Virgil is just watching.
Yeah.
Virgil's just watching Kent's face like go back and forth between archaeology, looting, archaeology, looting.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, she turns to you and she says, the Lednick Caldera can definitely use quite a bit of this, but we are not a worldly clan. While we will use some of it, take what you like.
Okay. Do you have a preference? Like, do you guys need weapons? Do you need, I'm assuming that there's, like you said, armor pieces, gold, weapons. Like, I basically want to see what they need, and then the rest of it, you know, I want to focus on the stuff that they need the least, basically. So.
Well, we have only just started to sort of scratch the surface of what is here. Most of us are druids. We have no need for metal weapons.
Oh, that's a good point.
So anything of the metal persuasion you may take, or
As soon as
armor.
you-
We don't really.
As soon as you say that, you see Shaka walking towards the weapons and kind of trying to organize them in a little aisle, basically.
Okay. So above the clouds, there is like I said, they have only just begun to scratch the surface. They like in the ice, even you can see other pockets of treasure that they have not quite yet begun to unearth. But if you all would like to make me perception checks and an idea of what you may be looking for, let's get some loot, shall we?
Heck yeah.
Will say I do think Kent is having a real hard time, like Virgil just said, like, do I loot or do I record? And I think it's been so long since I've been at like an unrecorded site like this that actually Kent is, I mean, you know, we can figure it out, whatever. But I do think Kent's primary focus right now is just like trying to track, because presumably also everything that they've told me about this great worm and about like different realities and different worlds, like there's archaeological data here from other worlds. I am very happy. So that's my big thing is doing that.
And
actually,
I think even the corpses of interest to Kent, because it is a primarily white dragon, but you see patches of like, you know, ruby red scales and you know, even like there's like patches of black and like emerald green, like, and you've never even seen a dragon like this before. All right. Okay, so we'll start with Selise. What are you digging for as you kind of begin your search?
I'm looking for a better sword if possible, and armor that would fit, that would be protective but give me enough flexibility to move around as I'm using my bow.
Okay. So you are kind of, I feel like you might be a little torn between looking for things and kind of watching Fenris jump through all these gold piles because he's having a field day. It's like a husky in snow. It's so good. While he's jumping,
Scrooge, but ducking around.
Yeah. While he's jumping through these piles of snow. Wow. Well, yeah, snow. It's a dragon. It's a white dragon's lair.
Right.
Snow and ice and spilling pockets of gold through everywhere. He unearths a bow with the handle. I don't know proper bow parts, I'm sorry, but the knot string part is made of like a white wood with kind of like gold inlay.
Ooh, is it better than the one I've got right now?
It looks better.
But are the stats better?
I will disseminate stats after the game.
Okay, sure.
And yeah, he and Fenris is kind of like bringing you random things. Like he brings you like a scroll and like what looks like the handle of like an urn or something. He's just like, he's having so much fun. He's like bringing you all of these things and you really don't know what they are, but he's just like handing you things.
I just let him leave a pile for me while I check over this bow, and then I kind of look around and see if there's any armor, a better sword than what I'm carrying, while I just like give him praise every time he drops something. Hopefully he finds me a bag of holding to carry all this.
Okay, so that is who next? So we'll just go around. Shaka, what you looking for?
I'm looking for a bow. Like I've had a bow that I haven't really used a lot because it's gotten a little creaky, a little old in the tooth. So he's looking for a bow or some other kind of ranged weapon that he can replace this bow with.
Okay, cool. Like you're like a longbow or like a crossbow.
Like a crossbow, yeah.
Like a crossbow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you what did you roll for perception?
I wrote a dirty 20.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so in addition to the various weapons and stuff that you kind of are starting to stack up, you come across looks like a crossbow made of dark wood. The bow parts of it look like they're made of kind of like a dark metal. Like the whole thing looks really dark and sleek and kind of cool.
Yeah. I love that.
I will get you stats for that.
Thank you.
What did everybody else roll? Ooh, Virgil.
Yeah, 26, and Virgil's probably looking for something to replace like the basic quarterstaff. Although, as mentioned, if there are any bags that look like they are of holding, he's looking for enough for everyone because this is a lot of stuff.
Is a lot of stuff. Yeah, so while you are making grabby hands at stuff and picking out pieces of platinum specifically to kind of line your pockets with and things like that, you unearth what looks like a gorgeous pair of bracers. Kind of like gold, like again, like kind of like gold. Actually, what do you wear? You wear blue or silver? So they're silver, and they look like metal webbing that just kind of like goes up your arm. Maybe they do look a little bit like lightning the more you look at them.
Huh. Well, far be it for me not to go with a theme.
You also unearth a particularly fantastic looking wooden case. Like it's maybe about that big, that high. Got a latch. Got a latch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it it's difficult to tell with all of the magic radiating in here. So like trying to do anything would be like, so just open it. Like
it's a 6-pack. No, it literally is a 6-pack. Inside this case, it's like as you're kind of shaking it, you hear the clinking of bottles inside, and inside you find 6 bottles. 3 of them have a reddish, familiar looking liquid inside, and the other 3 are you don't know what they are yet.
Yeah, in this moment, I guess I can try. Do I actually? I don't have any actual detection for that, do I? So I would just, I would just basically try an Arcana check based on what I might know or have encountered.
Sure.
And that's going to
Arcana
be, it's an 11.
It's an 11. Okay. You're familiar enough with the red vials to know that those are potions of healing. They look a bit more potent than kind of your standard fare. But the other three they don't look poisonous at the very least. And you know poison. You may not know poison as well as Kent, but you know that these are not poisonous.
Yeah, all right. I guess close the case, latch it, and we'll heft it with everything else.
Okay. Kent, what you looking for?
I don't know.
well, then just what did you roll for perception?
Like a 14, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are immediately drawn towards something that looks silky and fashionable.
Yes, that's correct.
That is correct. And you pull it out of the particular alcove that it is hidden in, and inside this alcove, you can actually, like, as you're pulling it, what comes loose looks like a vambrace, a helmet, but attached to this kind of sort of cape is a very, very handsome looking set of studded leather armor.
I was ready for you just to say it was a cloak of billowing, which would have been enough.
No, it would not have been enough.
Let's be honest. Oh, this is lovely. Can I tell, like, this is such a weird question, but like, can I tell where or when it might be from? And if not, do I think that's because it's maybe not of this world?
Make an Arcana check for me.
Also, what am I even wearing? An Arcana check, you say? Well, it's a 17. That's delightful.
Nice. So you can tell that with that, you can tell that it is definitely magical.
Great.
It is of this world.
Okay, interesting.
And it looks like it may have been made 50 or so years ago. It's not that.
Okay.
It's not that old, but
okay. So I'll just make notes about how, like, clearly the dragon was as recently as 50 years ago was supplementing his horde via raids into other areas of my prime material world. Just on and on and on.
And Gazrick, what are you looking for?
I am looking for armor, but I rolled an 8.
Okay. You find, so you start to kind of, like, scrape through this gold.
Yeah.
And you don't notice that you have kind of, like, picked up something to kind of sift through the gold a little faster, and you realize after a certain amount of time you're holding a sickle. It's a very nice looking sickle. It looks like it may be made out of quartz or some other kind of luminescent mineral, with a leather wrapped handle.
Mm-hmm.
And you, like, as you kind of start to study it and, like, look at it in your hand a little bit, it feels really nice to hold.
It's got a good weight. Flips easy. I mean, I'm never up close, but maybe, yeah.
And it as you swing it through the air, it kind of sings a little bit. Like there's a shing too.
Okay, very fun, nice. I like try to gunslinger, like twirl it in my palm.
Make a dexterity check for me.
Absolutely. Oh god, that's definitely not on my stat. Okay, just flat.
Yep.
Okay. It's an 8 on the die.
Okay. You you haven't quite realized that you're supposed to flick it backwards so that the sickle doesn't hook onto your arm. So you don't hurt yourself, but the sickle just kind of, like, flips backward and it just, like, kind of starts to dangle on your wrist.
Oh, okay. Practice. We practice. Okay. Can I love this, and I'm very grateful for this. Gazrick keeps looking at that dragon, and, like, dragon scales are probably very, very like the resources that would provide for Waterdeep, the discoveries that they could hold. I'm not saying I definitely don't want to monopolize it, but I introduced this new system to the economy.
No.
Gazrick's gonna take the sickle and just kind of walk over and look at the dragon. And like, I just want to think about like, okay, like the other druids understand this. We don't waste, like, especially
and very certainly, like as I mentioned, portions, like there are several like groups who are surrounding this dragon, and very like scales are a little difficult to cut through, so they're kind of like very painstakingly like pulling off sections of dragon skin and like setting that aside and then like going for the meat underneath. So like they kind of have the same idea as you do, just not in a socialist business construct kind of way.
Sure, thank you. You get the vision. And I think I go over and say, you all don't need these. You're all going to use the skin with the scales.
One scout who is kind of like on top of this dragon's like thigh and is kind of cutting through some scale at this point. It's like, I definitely don't think that we're going to use all of this. I mean, this is like, this dragon is gigantic.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we're just trying to get as much of it as we can before it starts to spoil. Which, thankfully, because of the ice, won't be for a while, but...
Right. Okay. If you all don't need it, I might help myself to as much as I can carry then. And like, while everyone else is like getting gold and other things, I think this is what Gazrick's going to spend harvesting with his item as well, if that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Should I roll like survival?
Yeah. Roll me a survival check.
16.
16. Okay. With the help of the scout, who he sees you climbing up, and he's hands you like your sickle actually does really good work. Like, he starts to hand you a tool, and he's like, oh no, this is pretty good. So you you start going to work on kind of cutting up this dragon. And then last but not least, I want everybody to roll me a percentile.
5.
Okay.
I got 5.
7.
Yes.
Oh
no. Okay.
87.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
you got 87 too?
Yeah, I did get 87. Yeah.
Wow.
76.
Nice.
Okay.
100 chaka.
Come on.
81.
81.
Look, the
All
single
right.
digits were feeling left out and underrepresented. I was just trying to help.
Wow.
81's pretty good.
81's great.
81 is pretty good.
81's
B
great.
minus. I got a B minus.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can hear Kit and Virgil arguing about this all the way back to the call.
Does Tahani roll as well?
And roll.
Yeah, Tahani.
It went unconscious 3 times. Definitely gets a portion of this gold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
58.
Solid. 58.
Okay.
So of your various portions of where you have begun to search, and actually what I'm going to average these out. Give me a minute to calculate, because that's not fair to the people who rolled low.
Person.
Yeah, person. No, it's true though.
Wow, that was a self-report.
The next lowest number is over 10 times higher.
Right.
Yeah, 5 and a percentile.
Yeah, it's rough. Rough sauce.
That's rough.
Talent.
Okay. So it takes you all, and honestly, it takes you all probably a day or two to grab everything that you want between gold, treasure, items, armor, sword, shields, all of that stuff. And the caldera does provide bags of holding because they are very simple to acquire. They are simple to acquire, and they use them for their own scouting parties and things like that.
Sure.
63% of this hoard comes with you.
Sweet.
That is very funny there.
That is awesome. Oh.
63%.
That can fit in the 63% of Troll Skull that is
Of
clean.
the clean house,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's perfect. It's perfect.
And so yeah, you have yes, 63% of hoard and dragon bits. We'll kind of talk about what exactly
Dragon
you wanted
bites.
to
Sure.
yeah, dragon bites. We'll talk about what you want to collect of that
Yeah.
Gazrick. Now, before
sorry, how much?
before we
63%.
63%
of the draft. Gotcha.
You're writing it down.
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
I am writing it down. It is. I need to make sure. Yeah.
So to put this in perspective for you, I did actually roll via Fizbin's what is in this hoard.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
You guys are You guys are taking home roughly, God, it's probably almost 300,000 gold.
What?
Whoa.
Now hold on a second. I want to since you said that number, I have to tell on the three of us a little bit, which is to say that Brian and I gave LaTia an out for this. We did the deep dive and we were like, look, this can be the Great Worm's newest and like least stocked layer, and I sent her like, this is the minimum according to Fizbin's, is the minimum gold value that is required for it to be considered a layer, and it was a lot less than 300,000. So thank you.
Very
Generous
nice.
deal.
Very good.
Wow.
Oh,
Don't
Yeah.
tell Duo is all.
Don't.
I'm saying.
No. Yeah, right.
No.
Seriously.
Brilliant point. No, brilliant point though. We don't. Okay.
No.
We have to
and
invest.
Before we end this session with all of you kind of loading remorazes and heading back to the caldera before you head back to Troll Skull Manor, we cut to one evening where you all are gone at Troll Skull Manor, and we cut to this very large bassinet that sits sort of. Where is this bassinet? I mean, and I know it can roll, but where does it stay normally? Where did you guys think about that at all?
I
mean, the dragon.
Yeah, I think it. Well,
I totally forgot.
It's a main floor. It's a main floor kind of thing,
Oh my
and
God,
I
I
think
forgot
that
about
we
this.
probably kept it near. It was in the center, but mainly it probably stays near the hearth, just in case
Okay.
there's a
To keep-
warmth
Yeah,
they
that's
wanted.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So by the hearth, this large bassinet sits, sort of idly rocking, as Duo has been rocking it, but he has fallen asleep.
oh,
And
No.
inside the bassinet, a gold dragon wormling pokes its head out from underneath the wing, clambers out of the bassinet, hits the floor,
Oh.
and takes a little adventure.
Oh no.
yes,
Oh no.
yes. Is it next Sunday?
Yes.
Yes.
And
So happy.
that is where we're going to end this season 12 premiere of Rivals of Waterdeep.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Very
do
well
that.
done.
Yes.
Indeed. Congratulations, everybody. We have had, I really don't think that we've ever had a loot session.
No, it was
Yeah, no,
amazing.
Unbelievable.
I'm so
Oh my God.
excited that I got to do it.
It was
Yeah, this
so
is great.
fun.
Wow.
So while we go and introduce ourselves and let you know where we're gonna be until next Sunday, did I forget? Aha, there it is. We're gonna take some questions. We've got about 10 minutes left. So while we wait for you all to bring us questions, we're gonna go in reverse order, starting with Masood, who's gonna tell us what he does and who he is and where he's gonna be.
Hey y'all, I'm Masood. Thank you, LaTia, and what a great jam session. This is so much fun. I'm so glad to be back with these rivals. I'm having a blast. You can find me online on Instagram and Twitter at Maroodboy, MAHRUDBOI. Right now, I'm streaming with these wonderful folks, and then you can also catch me playing Pokemon Arceus on this channel on Tuesdays and Fridays from 3 to 5 Central. So that is 1 to 3 Pacific and 4 to 6 Eastern. We're good.
Sorry if you live in Colorado, apparently.
Sorry, Mountain Time.
I know. What about Mountain?
Got it. 2 to 4.
There you go.
It's just gotta close my eyes. I have to focus really hard. But that's you can catch me on other stuff. I'm currently I have a show that's opening in Chicago in April, but I'll talk more about that as we go on. But yeah.
All right. Eugenio.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's me. Hi everybody. I'm Eugenio. I'm DM Jazzy Hands. You can find me on the internet at DM Jazzy Hands. Where can you find me coming up tomorrow and on the next 8 Monday nights? You can find me over on the CNE Games channel at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, playing Colonel Pest, a Strixhaven mascot worm familiar in a D&D campaign called A Familiar Quest run by Todd Kenrick. It's 4 familiars who are exploring. Currently, we're in Ravenloft, and things are getting very weird. It seems that someone is replacing all of the multiverse's familiars with something else. So come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun, and also just very weird to play 4 adventurers who are a rat, a death dog, a worm, and a gnome squidling. Tuesdays, I am streaming Mass Effect Andromeda on my channel here on Twitch. You can come hang out from 2 to 6 Eastern. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Wednesday nights, we get a little weird, and I'm streaming Inscription on Wednesday nights. Weirdo card game.
What a game.
Hang out, chill.
What a game.
Yeah, it's been wild and great. And that's me so far. I also have a podcast, The Last Refuge. We just started dropping season 9 last Wednesday, and we drop new episodes every Wednesday, so check us out.
Brian.
Hi, I am Brian. I'm Urban Bohemian pretty much everywhere on the internet. I stream on my own channel 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Coming up this Wednesday, I helped create a familiar for Idle Champions. So this Wednesday, you can get Disco, the baby Moonstone Dragon. You can have that familiar helping you click all the things. And then on Wednesday evening for me, because they're in Pacific. Wednesday evening, I'll be playing in a one-shot DM'd by Obo Lauren, who is in chat, called Moon Dance. And to celebrate, the main thing that's important about the familiar is that starting from February 9th through February 22nd, all the net proceeds of all sales of the familiar will benefit the Canadian Cancer Society. So I want to get in there. I want to get Disco clicking for me and make sure that, Disco clicks on the 2 and the 4, never the 1 and the 3.
Shareef.
Hey y'all, my name's Shareef. You can find all my stuff at shareefjackson.com, SHAREEF Jackson.com. There I have links to all my stuff. You can catch the archives of my Kids on Bike show, which features our wonderful producer, the NoirEnigma, Trouble in Techburg, at Pixel Circus. You can look up their socials and YouTube to get the archives of that show. I might be streaming some games on the Rivals channel, sort of ad hoc. My schedule's a little, out of control because of the baby, but I will try to jump on a little bit because I am playing some cool games that I do want to play on stream. And I'll have an announcement next week that I'll be able to make about a new streaming TTRPG thing that I'm pretty excited about, that I can't announce until next week, but I'm excited to share with the Rivals fam.
Yay.
So that's it for me.
And Tanya.
Hey y'all, Cypher's here. You can find me online at that name, CYPHROFTYR. It took me a minute. Actually at 5 p.m. Central today, 4 p.m. Mountain, 6 Eastern, I'll be back on my channel with Legend of Vox Machina Watch Party. And we're going to kind of deep dive because we've already watched the episodes and try to find all the Easter eggs. And Brian may join me after, so get some libations. It'll be a little bit more after dark because the cartoon, the animated series is very dark in places. We do have a content warning. There is There's a lot. So if you need to step away, no one will be angry at you. This upcoming week, Black Tie Society, Thursday, I'll be back. Fen was somewhere doing something this last week because I was not on the show. And then my own channel up in the air because schedules, who needs one really? And then later this month, I'm doing a thing with LaTia Jacquise for Black History Month with DJ Knight and Imperial. I'm going to put them through the Infernal Goose Chase.
Yes. Sweet.
In 2 hours, so let's see what happens.
Woohoo!
It's like the speed run of the Goose Chase.
That's
Memories
right.
of the Goose Chase.
Right.
Oh my god.
It's going to be
Yes.
It's going to be an Infernal Goose Chase speed run. You are absolutely correct.
I love it.
Any percent, let's go.
That's right.
Exactly.
And I have been your dungeon master for season 12, LaTia Jacquise. You can find me on Twitter at LaTia Jacquise, doing what I do, which is basically spewing anything that comes out of my brain. I don't have anything other than Rivals going on right now, and my streaming schedule on my own channel is up in the air. But if you want to give me a follow over at twitch.tv/LaTia Jacquise, you can do that. I'm also going to shout out our producer, the NoirEnigma, because he doesn't want to be shouted out, and I'm going to do it anyway. So thank you, Noir, for your fantastic behind the scenes work and making it a lot easier for us to do this thing that we do every week. We're gonna go. Oh no, we've got questions to answer real quick. So let's knock those out of the park. Question for Kent and Virgil. What did you do with the baby dragon during Rivals Con?
It was really, really strange. I mean, like it's a baby dragon and it takes up a lot of space, but all we did was put these weird poles with some red, like velvety rope between them around the bassinet, and people didn't go anywhere near it. I'm not even sure they thought it was real.
What baby dragon? There was a cosplay contest. What baby dragon?
I'm gonna skip to that question because you provided the perfect.
Oh, okay.
Question for Selise: was Kent's cosplay really up to snuff, and was it weird?
Let's see. There were some fine details missing.
Yeah.
The knot work on the tier rune wasn't quite there. The shading wasn't great.
Yeah.
The wrong shade of red, and points off for not having a wig.
Look, I only had a few minutes. I didn't know I was going to be you.
Honestly,
it was
seriously,
between you and
like...
Gazrick, but my knees started hurting.
I'm leaving. Okay.
You're welcome.
Nope.
And then last question to whatever rival wants to answer, plus Gazrick. What are your plans to do with quite specifically $365,000 gold, 365,000 and change of gold, not counting the stuff that the items and stuff?
Anything we want.
I was letting Gazrick knows. Gazrick.
Oh,
I'm not
Gazrick.
gonna. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Masood.
Please. I was gonna say Gazrick's branching out. Yeah, the stall is becoming is going to be much more, especially with access to dragon skills and what that could do. So we'll see what Gazrick gets up to.
I would like to investigate if we can maybe purchase an adjoining property, if there are properties next to Trollskull Manor, and expand the manor. So we could have some more space for more guests.
We're gonna start buying out the ward. I'm into this.
Buying out the block.
They're gonna rename it the Rivals Ward now.
Instead of the South Ward.
But we're gonna keep the rents manageable. We're not gonna force people. We're not raising the rents.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna. Well, that's what Shaka would like to propose to folks. We'll see.
Selise is taking her cut, and she may send some back to Tarami. She didn't agree to this. It's a pool thing.
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we will see what the rivals get up to, rivals and outstanding parties get up to next week. We're gonna go raid somebody. Who are we raiding?
The Opera Geek.
We're raiding the Opera Geek. So everybody give a big rivals hello to Kelly as we are sent her way. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.